Ugh, I got a hair on my tongue. Ugh. Bleh. Get out of here. If you somehow haven't heard, Death Battle has survived the Great Warner Bros. Massacre of 2024 and is raising money through Kickstarter for more episodes. And one of the goals they reached was a rematch that backers could vote for. Just for fun, I'd like to go over some of the most popular suggestions I've seen for rematches and share my silly little thoughts. Hope I don't have to clarify this, but these are just my opinions. And if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. Just don't be mean to me about it, or I will have to kill you.
Master Chief versus Doom Guy.
This is without a doubt the most popular remake proposal, and I think it hits the points you want to justify a rematch. Doomslayer has so much new shit to work with, it'd be an entirely new experience. It wouldn't just be the fight, but more epicer because it's modern and not cringe and old. Bleh. I'd like to see what kind of brutal glory kill they'd have for Doom Guy, if he wins, of course. I know some people complain that people will only want the fight to see the verdict change, but like I said, there's way more that'd make this matchup fun to return to. And don't you worry, we'll get to rematches people only want for those kind of reasons, just you wait.
Yang versus Tifa.
This is another semi-popular rematch suggestion, and also where my takes might get a bit hot. While I understand the criticisms people have for this episode, I don't really care. Like, oh no, they dick rode Yang, and they didn't give the same treatment to Tifa. I don't hate Tifa or anything, but it's not like they disrespected her or have her get beat around the entire fight like some other death battles. It's just not that big of an issue compared to other episodes, and I think I'd rather see them fight other characters like Yang versus V, or Tifa versus that personally, I guess. Fuck off. Not only is this episode way more recent than the other examples, but it's just legitimately great. The analysis, the dialogue, the animation, the use of Ben 10's aliens, it's all just so fun and cool and sweet. Oh, but they didn't use enough of Ben 10's aliens. Okay, the show has a limited budget as it is, and what they did use was neat. The only real reason most people want to see this is because they think Ben should win, which A, he doesn't, and B, it just comes off as disrespectful to dismiss all the hard work that went into this episode and all the amazing moments just because you personally disagree with the result. You dummy. What? This is such a random choice. Why the fuck? Oh, I get it. It's a meme within a YouTuber's friend group, so now Death Battle fans have to pretend like they're in on the joke. Pick related. I don't mean to disrespect Biffweed, by the way. I love that silly little Mario Kart playing Scotsman. I just don't get why people pretend like they actually care about such a random matchup that wouldn't even be that good in the first place. Pick related. This is probably my second most wanted remake out of the bunch. Although the difference between it and Chief Slayer is like this. That doesn't mean it wouldn't be a justified choice. I know I made fun of the idea of wanting a rematch just because a character wasn't treated the way you'd want, but like, I mean, Shadow gets so fucked here. You don't need me to tell you that this episode disrespected Shadow. We all know about the shit production quality. We all know about the voice actor being told to base his performance off the most doo-doo version of Shadow's voice. It's a pretty bad episode for a pretty interesting matchup. So yeah, give it a remake. In a world where Chief Slayer doesn't exist. This might be another hot take, but I really don't think this episode needs a remake. The 3D is a bit dated, sure, but it's still incredibly well done and imitates the aesthetic of kaiju fights perfectly. The death especially is so perfect, I don't think I'd want to see something different. I don't know, I wouldn't be upset to see it win, but I just hope people don't dismiss episodes just because they don't have perfectly aged graphics. Old 3D can be charming too. I've seen this rematch proposal float around since Spider-Verse came out, and like, Miguel is cool and all, and so is Batman Beyond. It just doesn't feel all that interesting. Very mid matchup. Very poo.
Tracer versus Scout.
Fuck off. Part 2. This is another example where I know for a fact the push for a remake is carried hard by people wanting to see the verdict change. Again, the episode isn't that bad, and it's pretty fun at parts. And like, as a TF2 fan, we don't get to see the series represented a lot. So them doing the only TF2 episode we've ever gotten again would be really disappointing. I'd much rather see Spy versus Agent 47 or Pyro versus Black Noir, or the peak fiction that is Kane versus Gunslinger Pro. And yeah, those are my crazy opinions. Wow. Make sure to